day that you're really stressed, you need as much energy as possible to deal with all of that stress.
So much so.
Right. Because you know that thing that people say that, I don't know if everyone has heard it, but it's this thing about I had this much patience left and you just stepped on it. Right? So it's that idea that, you know, I'm really stressed out and I don't have, and part of stress is kind of gaining control of your situation, but you need energy to be able to do that, right?
Exactly.
So if you haven't slept well, you're already starting with not very much energy, and then even if you have slept well and all of these things are coming at you, all of that energy is being depleted and being depleted.
Yeah.
And so then the other side of it becomes really important, is that if you've had a very stressful day, one of the ways to get back to being more centered and more well-balanced is to get a good sleep. And you see, sometimes when we're very stressed, that actually, ironically, becomes a time when it's very difficult for us to sleep. So you've seen, you know, people who are very stressed and are having problems sleeping, and I see them all the time.
Yeah.
And so that's very common, because one of the things that happens when you're very highly stressed, so when you're very highly stressed, you have very high levels of particularly cortisol surging through your body. That's actually for a reason, in that when you have these high levels of cortisol, you're able to, you know, in the old kind of caveman times, is you're able to run fast and get away from danger, right?
Yeah, or hunt your food, or
exactly.
Exactly.
And if it's a situation that's a very short-term kind of thing, then that cortisol subsides. And when you go to sleep, then you're not feeling so stressed and you're able to fall asleep. However, in our society, unfortunately, we have so many things that are coming at us all the time.
All day.
We're feeling so stressed, So even though I always say we don't have the saber-toothed tiger at our heels, but we perceive all kinds of other things. You know, we have financial issues, you know, work issues, family issues, all kinds of things.
Whether it's good or bad, even,
Exactly, right, you know, but we're just, and part of it is like we're going all the time, and so that going all the time, and then you don't eat well, and all of those kinds of things. So our cortisol level is really high when we're very highly stressed. Now, the issue for that with sleeping is that sleep is a physiological process. We are designed to sleep. And there's a physiology that comes into play that puts us to sleep, okay? Part of that physiological process is having melatonin, which is a hormone. And it's the hormone that signals the body that it's time for sleep.
Time for bed.
And so we tend to feel somewhat more sleepy, and it's harder to stay awake and so forth. And those two hormones, the melatonin and the cortisol, operate kind of as a yin and yang system. You know, at night, the melatonin is higher because it's prompting us to sleep. And in the daytime, we actually need some level of cortisol,
of course,
to be alert. Right? But the problem then happens is if we're so highly stressed that that level of cortisol is so high
and stays there,
then when it comes to sleeping, then the melatonin can't overtake the cortisol. It can't do its job, right? I say it's like spitting in the wind. Because it's up against this wall of so much cortisol that the melatonin really can't kick in. So the result of which is, at a time when we're really stressed and we really need the benefit of sleep, we're almost less able to get it, because physiologically we're not ready for sleep.